Most videos talk about soft skills like be a team player or communicate well. But here's the thing, smart employers are looking for something deeper. So today, I'm giving you the real soft skills that separate good candidates from unforgettable ones. Let's get into it. Why it matters. Everyone talks about communication as a soft skill, but what truly sets high performers apart is frictionless communication, knowing exactly what to say, how to say it, and when to stop talking. In fast paced workplaces, the ability to communicate with clarity and nuance, especially under pressure, isn't just helpful. It's a superpower. It builds trust, cuts through confusion, and keeps teams moving in sync. What it looks like. Frictionless communicators make things easier for everyone. You'll notice them doing things like tailoring their language when speaking to different stakeholders, executives, teammates, clients, or new hires. Reading the room, sensing when to dive deeper, when to simplify, and when to just listen. Clarifying goals, expectations, or next steps without being asked. Translating complex ideas into plain, engaging language that gets remembered. They don't just talk well, they make others feel heard and understood. How to practice it? Start with the audience. Before speaking or writing, ask, what does this person need to understand? What do they care about? Use structure. Break things down logically. Intro, context, key point, next step. It reduces mental load. Practice reflective listening. Repeat key phrases or ideas back to the speaker to confirm understanding. Stay aware of tone. Especially in writing, tone builds or breaks trust. Choose clarity and respect over cleverness. Common mistake to avoid. Don't mistake more words for better communication. Over explaining, technical jargon, or talking in circles causes friction. Keep your message lean and intentional. Pro tip. Ask a colleague to summarize what you just said after a meeting. If they capture the main idea clearly, great. If not, tweak your approach. Clear communication is a skill that sharpens with practice and pays off in influence. Tip 2. Master adaptive thinking. Why it matters. In today's world, change is the only constant. Technologies evolve, business models shift, and yesterday's best practices often become today's bottlenecks. Employers don't just want people who can go with the flow, they want people who can navigate the unknown. Adaptive thinkers bring clarity to chaos. They don't just survive change, they guide others through it. What it looks like. Adaptive thinkers are proactive, not reactive. You'll notice them doing things like asking why something is done a certain way before agreeing to do it that way, spotting inefficiencies in a process and suggesting simple, smart improvements, staying calm in uncertain situations, then helping others make sense of it, changing their approach when new information shows up instead of clinging to a plan. They're flexible, curious, and solution oriented even when things are messy. How to practice it? Get comfortable with ambiguity. Not every project comes with a playbook. Embrace learning as you go. Reframe problems. Instead of asking what went wrong, ask what can we try next. Keep a learner's mindset. Stay curious. Learn new tools. Follow trends in your industry, even outside your current role. Step up, even when it's not your job. If you see something broken, try fixing it or suggesting a new approach. That's initiative in action. Common mistake to avoid. Don't confuse adaptability with passivity. Going along with everything isn't the goal. Adaptive thinkers know when to pivot, but also when to push back, ask better questions, and challenge outdated thinking. Pro tip: when interviewing or networking, share a story where you adapted under pressure, pivoted a project, navigated a change in direction, or created a workaround. These stories are gold. They show you're not just surviving change, you're leading through it. Tip 3: practice strategic empathy. Why it matters. Strategic empathy is about more than just understanding others' emotions, it's about aligning those insights with your goals. Employers value people who can sense not just how someone feels, but why they feel that way and how it impacts the work. This insight helps build stronger relationships, make smarter decisions, and anticipate problems before they arise. What it looks like. Strategic empathy shows up in various ways. Reading the room, understanding the emotional pulse of a team or individual, and adjusting your approach accordingly. Anticipating concerns, knowing what others might worry about or struggle with before they voice it. Listening for needs, not just words, picking up on subtle cues like tone or body language that reveal deeper motivations. Connecting emotionally while staying professional, balancing compassion with a clear vision of the work that needs to be done. It's a blend of emotional awareness and strategic foresight. How to practice it? Observe before reacting. Don't jump to conclusions based on what people say. Pay attention to how they say it and what's left unsaid. Ask clarifying questions. When someone shares a concern or challenge, dig deeper to understand the context. For example, what do you need to feel more confident about this project? Align solutions with emotions. When offering feedback or proposing solutions, consider how it will resonate with the other person's emotions and perspectives. Balance empathy with accountability. It's not just about being understanding, it's about leveraging that understanding to guide decisions and actions. Common mistake to avoid: don't confuse empathy with being nice. Empathy isn't about avoiding difficult conversations or sugarcoating feedback. It's about delivering messages with care while still achieving the outcomes you need. Pro tip: when in doubt, put yourself in the other person's shoes, then reframe your approach from their perspective. This helps turn conflict into collaboration and fosters long-term trust. Tip 4: practice proactive ownership. Why it matters. Proactive ownership goes beyond just checking off tasks. It's about taking responsibility for outcomes, spotting potential problems before they escalate, and owning the solution. Employers want people who can see opportunities and risks and take action without waiting for a directive. It's the difference between being a passive contributor and a leader in the making. What it looks like. Proactive owners are always thinking ahead. Here's what you'll see them do. Anticipating needs, whether it's sending a recap email without being asked or preparing a report ahead of time, they don't wait for others to initiate. Flagging risks early, they notice potential roadblocks or delays before they become real issues and bring them up right away. Taking responsibility for the outcome, even when the problem isn't strictly their responsibility, they dive in and help resolve it. Seeking improvements, they don't just fix what's broken, they look for ways to do things better. Proactive ownership means taking full responsibility for both success and setbacks. How to practice it? Look for gaps or inefficiencies. If something isn't being done, take the initiative to step in. Be the one to suggest a solution, not just point out the problem. Speak up early. If you see a potential issue or risk, Raise it before it becomes a crisis, whether it's a missed deadline, miscommunication, or resource shortage. Offer solutions, not just problems. When you identify an issue, think of how it can be resolved. Employers love problem solvers who don't wait to be asked. Own your outcomes. Celebrate your successes, but also take accountability when things don't go as planned. Learning from setbacks is key. Common mistake to avoid: don't mistake being proactive with doing everything. You can't and shouldn't take ownership of every task. Instead, focus on areas where you can make the biggest impact and look for ways to add value beyond your core responsibilities. Pro tip: when you notice a potential issue, don't just flag it. Come with a suggested solution or an action plan. This turns problems into opportunities and showcases your leadership potential. Tip 5: master pattern recognition in people. Why it matters. The best leaders aren't always the ones with the most technical skills, they're the ones who can read the room. Pattern recognition in people means noticing behaviors, understanding what drives others, and knowing how to collaborate effectively based on those insights. This isn't about judging, it's about working smarter together. What it looks like. People who excel at pattern recognition pick up on subtle cues and use them to enhance teamwork. Here's what it looks like. Identifying stress signals. They can spot when a teammate is overwhelmed or about to shut down under pressure and know how to adjust the approach accordingly. Noticing work preferences. They recognize who thrives on fast feedback and who needs more time to process information. Understanding motivations. They know who's driven by competition and who finds fulfillment in collaboration, allowing for more tailored team dynamics. Adapting communication style. Instead of delivering the same message to everyone, they change their approach based on how the other person works best. It's not mind reading, it's understanding human behavior patterns that lead to better collaboration. How to practice it? Pay attention to reactions. Observe how people respond under stress, during conflict, or when given new information. This will reveal a lot about their work style. Ask open-ended questions. Rather than making assumptions, ask your teammates how they prefer to communicate, work, and receive feedback. Notice patterns, not just behaviors. It's the consistency in someone's actions that reveals a deeper understanding of how they function rather than isolated moments of stress or success. Adapt to the situation. When you see someone struggling or excelling, adjust your approach. Support them with what they need, not just what you think is best. Common mistake to avoid: don't overanalyze or make assumptions about people's actions. Recognizing patterns is about being observant, not critical. The goal is to collaborate better, not to label or judge others. Pro tip: use pattern recognition to build trust. When people feel understood on a deeper level, whether in how they process information or how they handle pressure, they are more likely to open up and perform at their best. So, let's recap the real soft skills that make people stand out. 1. Context-based communication. 2. Adaptive thinking. 3. Strategic empathy. 4. Proactive ownership. 5. People pattern recognition. These aren't just nice to haves, they're what get you hired, promoted, and remembered. Which one are you building right now? Drop it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.